All right, everybody. This is your friendly neighborhood Phoenix Nest correspondent, Edward Shelton. Hadn't shaved. Check the grain. Yeah. So we got two teams here. I'm on team number 2, Phoenix Fire. It's myself, KJ, Adam Friedman. Good stuff here. We got a lot of people. There's Amber. She's waving, just being polite. That's how it goes. There's Jamie Jordan. There we go. We played Juggernaut in teams for the first round for the second year in a row. We beat them last year. They beat us this year. We both got one win, draw on the third game, and we lost because of points. So it's all good. I'm not mad. It's actually sort of funny. But you gotta take what you can get. It's been a good show so far. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff here. You see that wall of red? That wall of red is just Colossus. Just a bunch of Colossus. So I don't know if there are going to be prizes or whatnot. But yeah, so I'm going to have some videos later on, and I'll see y'all in a bit. So the fire alarm has gone off. Yeah. And it's stopped now, but the fire alarm has just gone off. So we're in the middle of third round team. So we'll see how this is. Hey, there's Tiago. Yeah. So well, that's Goku, but yeah. All right. So we're going back in. Yeah. So hopefully time will start. Yeah. All right. Just a little brief interruption. Let's get back to the games. Hey everybody, this is Edward. This is finals. You can see there's a good amount of people here for finals. I unfortunately didn't make it. I went 2-2 in semis and didn't make the cut. So there's a lot of interesting teams here so far. I see a lot of carnage. There's carnage over there, carnage over there, carnage over there, carnage everywhere. So I think carnage is definitely making a top showing at this tournament. I think people playing multiple carnages is a big deal. So we're going to see what else is out there. We got Daniel Joins.
Howdy.
What are you playing today, sir?
Unimind with Free Forge and Blue Flame, a Goblin King at 75 points, a Frost Giant at 20 points, a Carnage at 10 points, a Thunderstrike, a Mirror, a Shield level 7, and a Green Arrow card.
Okay, so you have a lot of atypical Colossal Retaliators. What inspired those?
Well, Carnage, I have them as basically it's options. The whole fun thing about a buddy of mine pointed out that Frost Giant, basically, if somebody hits you with something, he buys you a turn because you can retaliate against the thing and then make sure you're adjacent to him, and then at the same time just give someone a token. Doesn't matter how many points they are. And since they probably already got a token for attacking you, you bought yourself a turn, and that sometimes is huge. And then Carnage is an option basically if it's more useful to spawn a Pog to do a thing. Plus, the Frost Giant Retaliation is real good. It's 3 damage to all opposing characters within 3.
Okay. And then you can also buff that
also,
damage.
I don't have a second Carnage.
It doesn't have a second Carnage. There we go. If you had a second Carnage, would things change?
I probably would have a couple more ID cards, but it would be the same team with 2 Carnages probably.
Okay. All right. So there we go. We got Daniel Joins. Again, I'm just going to be looking around here, seeing some other teams. If I can catch somebody else, I'll do that. You might see me on stream. You might not. I'm a little tired. My eye hurts. I stayed up too late. All right. That's it for now. All right. I had an interesting conversation going on with Tiago, the international man of mystery and awesome, and Wes Griffin, super co-captain of Phoenix Nest, Chargers fan. Just not an LA Chargers fan. I'll just leave it at that. It's a sore situation. So we were talking about the Unimind matchup, and you're facing a Unimind situation. So we're in the finals, not top 32. We're in the finals. So Thiago, tell us about how many points you scored in that situation that you were telling me about.
I had, in the end of the game, I had 109 points. My opponent has 175 because everything KO'd, only Unimind and Unimind. He made the green arrow, the chase one, Colin, KO'd my Unimind. I popped the 3 Eternals. My Eternals, he doesn't got points for Unimind, so I got Eternals, called it in Spider-Man, KO'd the green arrow, and time was caught. So I made the points of his green arrow. And that was the difference because he killed my Hawkeye, I got his green arrow, the difference points was this one.
Yeah, but you also said you were gotten 500 points off of a person?
Oh yeah. Next game, I played against another Unimind, but one turn, I killed his Unimind, popped his Eternals. Unimind got no points, but next turn, I got Hawkeye, killed all the Eternals. So I scored each Eternal, was like 500 points.
Yeah. So, and then Wes, you were telling me about your match against Unimind where you don't... Sort of the opposite, like if you pop them,
you get 0 points. So all the work it takes to actually get through even they're playing low point, you got to get through the stop click, which, yeah, green arrow. But if there's somebody's playing a higher point version of it, you're still got to get through 2 stop clicks, okay? And it still doesn't pop him all the way dead if you green arrow. So you pop them, and then all of a sudden, time's called. Okay, I just went through all that work of killing a Unimind, but yet I get 0 points for it because I didn't touch the Eternals.
Yeah. So here's the thing, and I'm just going to ask this, is the Unimind points throwing off too many games in the meta or in a tournament? Because like Thiago, you have over 1,000 points right now in the tournament, and if you do okay, you're going to be near the top of the bracket. Whereas if somebody else that didn't do as well against Uniminds but still have the same win record, they're going to be placed like far lower or may not break.
Exactly, because of the obscene amount of points that Uniminds, when you pop them, like you said, that's 500 points. On a 300 point, most builds are all 300 points, right?
Yeah.
If you do get lucky enough maybe to kill a call lamp, it's like 360 if you're lucky. That's on average.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Thiago, what's your thought?
So many points that you can make this game because not only the ID card, but during the game, you have more points and more important pieces outside of the map than inside. So if you like, okay, I have Unimind, but outside of the game, my figures are stronger than my inside team. So I think this is wrong for the game because, man, I'm not playing. Who cares about positioning my figure to go to attack? I can count in someone with a better attack. I was talking before. If you had a figure that was 200 points with 2 speed value and sidestep, 0 attack, 30 defense, invincible, power cosmic, 0 defense, with the perfect figure. You don't have to attack anymore. You don't have to attack. You just have to stay alive, calling guys in this map.
I'd play it. 200 point, 30 defense.
You can't be touched. 200. Yeah.
I'd play it. And I would spam ID cards like tomorrow, and the other team would be dead. Because it's going to come down to, okay, I kill your calling, you kill my calling.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
So, is the issue now with the game, if call-ins didn't exist, would Unimind be better? Or is it the fact that, like, even if you said you did kill Unimind, you don't even get the points for the blue flames?
Correct.
Yeah, like, is there some sort of middle ground in between there?
I legitimately lost my match 5 points to nothing.
Yeah.
I called in Nick Fury, popped him, time called. And I went first. And I couldn't kill the blue flames until the next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was saying that they should make some way to you score something for Unimind because this fact that KO guy Unimind has only 5 clicks, but that's 5 clicks of invincible shape change. I'm playing him with the symbiote, so he has always shape change. He picks invincible. He can choose super sense from Eternal. So it's 5 clicks that takes ever to take down. And when you take down, you say congratulations, you have no points.
Oh, no, wait. No, I'm laughing because he pretty much just made a better version of Jakeem with all the outs. Shape change, super senses, plus damage reduction forever. Then you pick like hypersonic speed off of Makari or something. Yeah, or you pick super senses. Like, yeah, it's pretty much Jakeem. That's a way safer Jakeem. But all right, so like rounding up, because I know the next round is going to be starting here soon, and they're getting things together. Is there anything else in the tournaments, and even the constellation tournaments that you've seen that's like, oh, that's pretty good tech, that's not the standard Unimind and Jakeem?
I don't know if you saw there. Like I made a count of how many figures are in the tournament. It's 84 players. You have 51 players using Unimind or Jakeem. It's ridiculous then, because probably you see the top 8, you'll be like Unimind, Jakeem. What is that? So
It's killing. Those two figures alone are poisoning the game. Because yesterday, 400 point was Unimind, Jakeem, Unimind, Jakeem. I mean, that's all I faced a Jakeem. Every game I played was either Jakeem in the first round, and then the last 3 rounds were legitimately Jakeem, Uniminds.
Yeah.
Together. Okay. I could deal with one. Now I got to deal with both.
All right, so that's it. We know next rounds are about to happen here.
Somebody is playing a 300-point Doomsday, though, at the Constellation.
There's a 300-point Doomsday in the Constellation. So, all right, we're going to come back. I'm going to try to see who else I can get. This is ROCTOBER. Hey, everybody. I know it's been a while since I've updated. This is top 8. Top 8 right now. We have some very, very cool matchups. I think there's going to be some interesting tech developments out of this top 8. Top 16 more so, but top 8. We have Isaac versus Easton. So second generation heroclixers versus each other. We also have the clixed off Army Captain Daniel Powell. I don't know, I think he's Daniel Cooney or something. We also have another clixed off member, Lane versus Daniel Cedars. And then we have Kenny Pena, who has by far probably one of the more technical teams that I've liked today, versus Adam Friedman. So, this is our cool judge here. This gentleman here, he's been one of the best judges here. So, overall, ROC has been great. It's been excellent. Unfortunately, my Phoenix Nest crew and my teammates got knocked out in top 32, but we did have 2 members make it. One was KJ Foster, and the other was PJ Bowen. So I'm going to talk about the game a little bit more in depth here later. But yeah, ROCTOBER, it's going on. I'm probably going to come back after another round or 2. Here we go. I got a cool interview in the middle of what we top 4 or top 8?
This is top 4 right now.
Top 4 right now. So I have Kenny Pena, team captain of Team Pusheen, and I have Jay Solomon, the golden child of the Meta Lab. So there we go. So what did you play, Jay?
I was going to play my Chair Joker, Haha Joker team again that I placed second at Vegas States with. Mm-hmm. If I got in, but I didn't get in today because I failed at the semis, and then you can't buy in after you fail at the semis, so I did not play today.
All right, and then what did you play, Kenny?
So I played Mistress Death, Raven, 40-point Raven from Wonder Woman Gravity Feed, Skyscraper Wonder Woman, 2 Carnages, Loki with the God of Trickery trait, Boxing Ring, full teleporter, and a Mjolnir.
Oh, okay. And so your team in particular, I heard, was like is the toast of the town of like, oh my gosh, I didn't play Unimind or Jakeem, and he did well. Just real briefly, could you sort of elaborate on your team?
Mm-hmm. Well, most of the games, what I want to do is swap out the real Loki, better suited for these foes with the Justice League teleporter, for Black Panther. So now I get a leadership, I have 4 actions. During Force Construction, God of Trickery adds to Loki, so they don't go away. I keep them, and I have a Black Panther. They're all standard characters. Mistress Death has a trait that says when a standard character is KO'd, you may remove an action token from that. Black Panther hits leadership 4 through 6. creating Wakandan warriors who are also standard characters. So I'm just pretty much flooding the field with all these characters. Yeah, I might be giving up a lot of points, 20 at a time with Wakandan warriors, but you have to pick your poison. You want to go after my little guys, clear my Mistress Death, who's not going to be able to call in whoever she wants, or charge from Wonder Woman inspiration with Mjolnir and attack 10 squares away? Or do you want to go after Mistress Death, get 100 points, deal with my retaliators, spin my table so I get to power 2, abuse Wonder Woman, abuse Lex Luthor inspiration, and all that jazz? Because I can get there really fast.
All right, that's pretty cool. All right, so I'm gonna bounce back over to Jay. What do you think of the format so far? I know last year everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, the Quinjet," and Quinjet's gone, but we have Unimind, we have Jakeem, we have all this other stuff. What's your viewpoints on the game sphere after looking at ROCTOBER?
It feels like it's all Unimind right now. I think the numbers were, what, in the top 8, 2, your team, and Dustin was playing Jakeem. But even then, 7 out of 8 were Jakeem or Unimind, and only one of those was Jakeem. So it really feels like it's all Unimind all the time now, unfortunately.
Okay. All right, what about you, Kenny?
I feel like it's better than last year because I felt like if you're not playing Quinjet, you're doing something wrong. It's either Quinjet Nighthawk, Quinjet Faust, things like that.
Yes.
So I do think it's a little bit healthier than last year. I think the level of difficulty required to play a Nighthawk and Unimind is just so low. It's appealing for anyone to play. By the way, it's also fantastic. It's a great team.
Yeah.
That being said, Jakeem is still a threat. There are a lot of different characters. I mean, I think 140-point Joker is fantastic in this new format with the new rules and things like that, but it's a little depressing and a little frustrating that a lot of the players aren't venturing out and trying these new builds and just settling for something that they see in top 8 that's doing well, and then when they copy it, they complain everyone's running Unimind, but they're not trying to change it.
Okay. And this is something that personally I've had side conversations with a lot of players right now. What I feel like previous years the meta has been sort of a little bit wider. Even when you could say with with the Quinjets and before that, before Quinjet, the Orange Laren Power Battery spam,
Zombie Team Base, all that
Zombie
stuff,
Team
yeah.
Base, and even with Zombie Super Scroll. Do you feel like just because the way like game media is, heroclix media is, and I'm getting out the way so I don't get hit by a plank, do you feel like just the way games media is right now, is it just leaning everybody towards one direction, or is it just because the results are there, it's just easier to go that one direction?
I think because the results are there, it's easier to go that. I feel like the Rock is a good thing because we brought people opportunity to play, but in a way, it's great to have that media to know that, oh my God, I can watch this, I can see the streamer, I can see the top 8. But then you're seeing what's winning, you're seeing what's top 8. Maybe you get lazy or maybe you get discouraged, like, oh, this is what's top 8. Can I play this? Oh, I can't play this. How do I beat this? I don't know how to beat this. So once again, it comes down to just trying to build something out of the box, and going out there and finding someone to play with to see if you can find all the nooks and crannies of that team.
Yeah. All right, Jay.
Even if you're a smart player, you're not going to want to play something that feels suboptimal, right? So, I mean, look at all the good players.
Yeah.
Playing Unimind because they think it's the best possible choice. And then everybody copies it because he looks easy to run and pilot, and there's a lot of variations you can do too, which is good because people want to play a little bit of their own spin, but for the most part it's just Unimind doing things and then people copying and maybe trying to throw a little bit of a new spin, but it's basically ends up being all the same when you see the results, because look at the top 4. It's all Unimind. Why would I want to play anything else?
I was so close.
Yeah. So let's just say this, and I'm throwing this not necessarily to be inflammatory or, clickbaity or whatever. Do you think Unimind should get errata?
I think so. I think his design is a little silly. I think being able to do something with him during your opponent's turn is not healthy. So him being able to pick a power on my turn, offensive, and then be like, oh, well, now I want to shape change or invincible. One, it could lead to stalling because that person could be like, do I want shape change or invincible? Why even have that? Why even have that an option? Most characters say pick a power, and it lasts your beginning of your next turn. Why is he different? And on top of that, he has +2 Reflexes multiple times. I mean, that's just a lot of utility for a figure that as annoying as Unimind.
Well, and all
you,
the funny rules interactions, like the stealth interaction and all the
Stealth,
ways.
shape change, invincible, prob, all
Yeah,
that.
you can't pulse wave him because we can pick stealth, and there's like nothing you can do. And
Yep.
and then even when you do kill him, 4 more characters. So he's 150 points. Oh, here's a bunch of 150 point characters that can do call-ins now. And okay, like it's hard enough to kill Unimind, and then this everything he does, his interactions, his buffing other characters on top of himself, how annoying he is to kill. It's all too much. He needs to be reined in a little bit.
So do you think the issue is that we have a character that was designed independent of the new rules that just happens to really abuse the new rules?
It's a good question. It's hard to tell because when they watched List of Jakeem, they said, "Oh, Outwit will solve him." So maybe they think the fact that he drops his power cosmic was a bit of a balance in that way. But then again, he just does so much without even dropping the power cosmic. So
All right, what about you, Kenny?
There's no way to know, no way to tell, really. I mean, like you said, you could just call self-hide and hindering. All of a sudden, that outwit means nothing. So I suppose what you say could be true, that maybe he was designed in a way and all of a sudden the new rules change and they were all in his favor. But whatever the case may be, I do think it needs to be errated and needs to be changed.
Yeah, and the main reason I say that is the replacement character elements with Unimind are weird because this is like one of the, outside of Alloy, we haven't had another character that's been able to replace itself for multiple other figures.
Yeah.
And Alloy made a lot of things like real clear what the Metalmen were going to do.
Yeah.
You know, but with Unimind, those characters still have their perplex.
Yeah.
They still have their last
150
click,
point values.
their value. They still have that. Even if you KO one, you might get the 165 for Unimind, but every one after that is worth 150. And just sort of like sidetracking just a little bit, is one of the other bigger problems right now. I would call it like the point banking of Unimind, because you can securely put your points into Unimind and then know that it's going to be really hard for your opponent to get those points out of it.
I see your point. I don't think that's the biggest problem. And if we complained about everything that we hate about Unimind and everything got changed, and all of a sudden he's not going to get played,
He goes away.
He goes away, and people who spent money on him, and
Yes.
you got to look at it both ways.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think that's annoying. I think it's a strategy people will use, and that's why you're seeing so many, because once you kill him, he's technically not dead. He can still do something afterwards. But I still think the other issues that we touched upon might be the bigger problem. If you nerf those, that's not a huge issue. Kind of just like how Alloy did the same thing, but he just didn't do as much as Unimind. Alloy also costs more if you really think about it, and no one plays Alloy. So, and if they did, it's easy to take off 10 copper whoever you're playing. I think if the other issues are resolved, that issue wouldn't be as problematic as, like you said.
All right, Jay.
yeah. I don't know anymore. It's just the sheer stupidity of what he can do. There's just even if you nerf one thing about him, there's just so much more there. Like if you get nerfed, let's say you take away picking powers of your opponent's turn, he can still do what? We have Nightwing, Charge Flurry, we have Hawkeye who can attack everybody. You're buffing their attack and their damage. They attack like your whole opponent's team. It's just the sheer stupidity of any one thing he does is just so much.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So that's it for right now. I'm gonna keep like hunting around for folks to get some interviews and whatnot. I like to thank Kenny and Jay for coming on. I told you I was going to try to have a really awesome show for ROCTOBER. I'm going to try to make sure it's the best I can. All right, that's it. We're going to get some more interviews later.